Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a book haul. Yay!
We are more than we are one.
So I was originally planning on doing something unique, and that unique thing was stealing a video from Grace Dion. But this week I was a little sick and basically just too lazy to kind of do anything, and I ended up going book shopping today. I did go to the bookstore, so I thought, you know what, let's be lazy and just do a book haul, because I have had a couple books piling up and I just kind of want to share them with you guys. And before we begin the awesomeness that is the book hauls, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification so you always know when I'm posting new videos, and leave a comment before, during, or after the video about anything you want to talk about. Let's begin. First off, a couple weeks ago, I did actually purchase this hardcover edition of Carry On. They just released this new edition, which I think looks really nice. And what's so awesome about this one is that it actually matches the two sequels that came out after that. So it matches like this cover and this cover. Before, like I said, this cover that matches it was only ever in paperback. So now all three of them are in hardcover, and I'm just so happy to have that. Rainbow Rowell's Simon Snow is a sort of like, it started off as a campy inspired Harry Potter sort of story about him being like the worst savior ever. It's still really, really good though. It is an MM romance, and there's a lot of twists, and it takes certain characters that you would think of from Harry Potter. It actually does something really nice and unique with it. So I really like the first book. The second book was not that great, and I haven't gotten to the third one yet, but I'm hoping it's pretty good. Speaking of series, I did get Redempter. This is the sequel to Raybearer. Both of these are the Fairy Loot Special Edition, so I really liked when because sometimes special editions, they don't always have the sequel matching it. I know I have that problem with my Red Rising book. There's this really awesome Red Rising like Barnes & Noble Special Edition, but like there isn't the same edition for 2 and 3. But yes, they did release the Special Edition hardcover that matches this one, and I really like it. This is like kind of like African-inspired fantasy about a girl who is basically the daughter of a jinn or a genie, and like this very powerful, mysterious bad lady, and she basically forces her daughter to befriend the prince and supposedly kill him. That's kind of what the whole story is about, the whole first one at least, and then the sequel takes an interesting turn, so we'll see how it is when we get to there. Gonna go over some manga real quick. First off is Blue Flag number 4. This is like my favorite cover of all of them. This book annoyingly got stuck in like Amazon limbo for the longest time, so when I saw this at the bookstore today, I went ahead and bought it because I have the whole series right here. I was only missing book 4, and now I have book 4, so I can continue my read of this awesome series. This is about a group of friends who kind of just navigate some like high school sort of YA stuff, but it's really cute and fun, and there is some like sapphic and MM romance here, so it's really good. I also got the 14th volume of the Full Metal Alchemist edition of Full Metal Alchemist. This edition is really awesome. It just has some like great quality to it. And yeah, nothing more to say about that. I do have a whole like Full Metal review that I actually really like. It's like volumes, I think 1 through 11 or 1 through 8, I believe, 1 through 9. So go check that out. I'll have that linked as well. Next up is my first ever like Fairy Loot unboxing. I did do an unboxing video, but I was like so negative that I just didn't want to put that out there. I'm not going to be super positive here, but yeah, I was just like, I don't think boxes are really good for me, but I really liked this one because it did come with 2 books. It's just the quality of the books. Well, we'll get to it. This one actually sounds pretty interesting. This one is called After Love. It's this really nice special edition with sprayed edges. This is about a girl who I think ends up dying, and then she sort of becomes like a reaper, or she's like a ghost, and kind of communicate with her ex-girlfriend or a girl she really liked, and maybe I think they sort of bond over that. I thought this was really interesting timing, this kind of book, because I did just finish Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, and that book is also about a man who dies, who goes to like a fairy keeper of dead people to help them like pass on and stuff like that. So yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. It looks like a really quick and cute read. This book, however, was just the one that I can't even. This is These Hollow Vows. I do like the sun and the orange and everything like that. What's always awesome about the Fairy Loot special editions is they have this like amazing cover art. So that's really cool. But just the book, it's just not for me. And that's usually the worst part about these like kind of like special box edition things. It just says that Bree would do anything before making a deal with the Fae. Death is preferable to their vicious schemes, but when her sister is taken by the sadistic king of the Unseelie court, there is nothing Bree wouldn't do to get her back, including making a deal with the king himself to steal magical objects. She then goes on to, I think, pose as a potential bride for this prince of a Seelie court, and he's apparently not as wicked as she once thought. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, it sounds so... Like, I can just imagine the heroine being not very exciting or interesting, or there not really being a twist to this. I'm really not a fan of the whole Fae thing. I mean, I didn't even read, what was that, like, I'm sorry for anybody who likes this series. That Fae is just not really for me. But that that Wicked Prince series or whatever, that kind of sounds like this. Like, it sounds like all Fae stories are the same. Like, they're tricksters. I mean, just like, what is the other really popular series? Like A Court of Thorns and Roses. That's also Fae with princes who seem bad but aren't really. And they're like, they trick people, and just like, it's just not my cup of tea. If you guys have, I haven't even heard of this book like anywhere, so I haven't even heard anybody say any good things about it. So if you have heard about it or it is on your TBR, let me know what you're interested in about it. I mean, I own the book. I will probably eventually give it a try if I hear great things. So let me know if you've heard about it and plan on reading it. Speaking of monthly boxes, let's quickly go through the last 3 books I got for the book of the month. I think this month was my last one. I have like 1 extra credit though somehow, but I officially have gotten 12 books of the month. I don't think I'm continuing it after this. Just because I still haven't read any of these. It is nice to get pick a book every month or so, but it's really not worth it for me. But let's just go through these real quick. My choice for July was Razor Blade Tears. This is a book about 2 men and their sons, I think, were dating, and they ended up like dying in a hate crime accident. I think they're kind of going after revenge. So I'm sure that's probably going to be a very interesting and sad and heartfelt book about most likely these men, understanding homosexuality and their sons and stuff like that. So it sounds powerful, but also sounds really deep. After that, I got The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina. I'm sure I didn't say that right. But this looks gorgeous. This is, I'm sure, either Mexican or like Spanish inspired, especially by the names, or like the Montoyas. I think that's a Spanish or Mexican name. This sounds really interesting. This book is about basically these group of siblings kind of grew up in this like house, or they never thought about how magical it is. Like the pantry apparently always filled itself, and just all these like sort of little magical things happened. And then when their grandmother, I think, dies or is going to have a funeral, they go there and some weird magic stuff happens, and she starts developing her powers. It just sounds like it's really short. It sounds like it's going to be really magical, whimsical, and have some great diverse representation. It also makes me think of this trailer for this movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It looks really pretty. It sounds similar to this magical house with all these like amazing colors. I'm looking forward to it when it comes out. And then in September, I got The Neighbor's Secret. This is apparently about a book club of women in this neighborhood who like to read mystery or fiction or something, and then like real crazy stuff starts going on, like vandalism, and their secrets may be divulged and stuff like that. It basically sounds like Desperate Housewives in a book, and I absolutely love Desperate Housewives. I loved that show when I was like growing up, and I rewatched like a couple of years ago, so...
Hey Carlos, what's up?
My key won't work.
That's probably because I had the locks changed. Hello, 911. There's an intruder breaking into my home. Can you tell them to come armed? I think he's Mexican.
Sounds fun to me. Okay, now we get to more books that I got from the bookstore today. I just set myself a limit, and so I met it perfectly. Actually, if it wasn't for like my Barnes & Noble discount, I would have gone over that limit. But I'm pretty happy with these choices. So first is Dark Rise by C.S. Picot. The description itself doesn't specify if it's an MM romance, but like I'm 99% sure it is. This book is about a boy who I think figures out he has magical powers, and he has to sort of join this group of heroes, reborn heroes who have to fight villains in this long war. It sounds really interesting. And I think it is also based in London. So if you're a UK fan, and if you live there, there's some representation for your country and city. She's also the author of one of my favorite series, favorite MM romance series called The Captive Prince. And I've wanted to do a reread of that series for a while. She also did the Fence comic series, which is MM romance, as you'll see a theme, MM romance about fencers. And so I really like that series. Next is Ace of Spades. I believe I already know two people that have read this, and they both said they really liked it. This is about two people who go to this like select school, like this very prestigious school, and they end up becoming like the head boy and girl of it or whatever. And then someone starts like spilling their secrets. So it sounds like it's this like devious mystery and thriller. And I actually just love that artwork. Also has more representation, which I'm super happy about reading. And yeah, like I said, heard great things. This has been on my wish list for a while. So when I saw it on the shelf, I had to pick it up. I actually specifically almost was done shopping, and I thought about, okay, if I see this book series, then I'm going to grab it. And I did like one more loop around the bookstore, and I saw it, and I was like, yes. Lastly, this was like 99% of the reason why I went to the bookstore. I got Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Now, I'm not a huge Jay Kristoff fan. I've only read like one of his books. It was Storm Dancer. It wasn't even his insanely popular Nevernight series. But I don't know. I just heard about this one, and I've wanted to read a vampire book for a while. So this is definitely going to be on my October TBR because Halloween, vampires. I'm not a huge fan of this red cover, but it's a Barnes & Noble special edition, and I think this is unique to it. And you know how I love character art. So hopefully this isn't in every book, because if the black edition of this also has that cover art, then like, then why did I get this one? But yeah, apparently there's like no longer like the sun anymore. I think vampires are sort of like taken over. Jay Kristoff is a very edgy writer. I've definitely heard some people say they've already read it, who've gotten like arcs and stuff for it and absolutely loved it. I'm just really in the mood for like an edgy vampire book like this. So I'm excited to get to it in October, hopefully. But that is it. That is everything I have. Let me know if you have gotten any of these books. Let me know if any of these books are on your list. Let me know what you would want me to get to first. You can continue this conversation on any of my social media I have linked down below. I'm on Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as I frequent the Wizardly Duo Discord, so go check me out over there. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now.